I used to work the overnight shift at a small gas station. You know the type: two pumps, humming lights, glass windows that reflect just enough to make you feel like someone's watching even when no one's there. Most nights were dead quiet. Just me, coffee, and the occasional late-night driver. This happened last winter, mid-February. I remember because it was the night after a snowstorm. Everything was still and frozen. Around 3:40 a.m., I was leaning against the counter, scrolling through my phone, when I heard a thud beneath the floor. Not a sharp noise, more like a low shift, like someone had shifted their weight. There's a crawl space under the building, only about 3 feet high, runs the full length beneath the floorboards. Maintenance had shown it to me once when I first started. The hatch to it is in the back room, covered by a heavy wood panel with a metal latch. Nobody goes down there, ever. I stood still, listening. Nothing for maybe 30 seconds. Then, another sound. This time, a dragging noise. Slow, gritty, like skin against concrete. I grabbed the flashlight from the drawer and went to the back. I didn't want to open the hatch, but curiosity got the better of me. I unlatched it and lifted the panel just a few inches, enough to shine the light inside. I wish I hadn't. The beam caught a patch of disturbed dust and something else, fingerprints, in a trail, leading away into the dark corner of the space. I couldn't see anyone, but I heard breathing. Low, raspy, shallow. Not an animal. Not some pipe hissing. Breathing. I shut it fast and locked it. Called the cops. They showed up about 15 minutes later, walked the property, checked the crawl space. Nothing. Nobody. But one of them asked me something that still makes my stomach turn. He said, "You said you opened the hatch?" I nodded. He looked confused. Then who closed it the first time? I hadn't told him it was already unlatched. This happened a few months ago, in the dead of winter, January 13th. I live alone in a one-story house that was built in the 50s. Old, drafty, but cheap. I'd been there a year with no issues. Until that night. It was around 2:30 a.m. when I woke up. Not to a sound, but a feeling. That weird sense you get when someone's watching you. I sat up in bed, and everything was quiet. Just the wind outside and the soft hum of the heating vent near the floor. I was about to lie back down when I heard something. A voice. Inside the vent. It was faint, low. I couldn't make out words, but it was definitely someone speaking. At first, I thought maybe it was my neighbor's TV leaking through the walls, but I don't share walls. It's a standalone house. I leaned over the side of my bed and put my ear closer to the vent. It stopped. Then something whispered, "He's awake." I jumped back. My chest was pounding. I told myself it was a dream or a trick of the wind. I even got up and walked the house. Checked every lock. Everything was fine. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next evening, I unscrewed the vent cover. It's a narrow duct, barely big enough for a person to crawl through, and dusty as hell. I dropped my phone down with the flashlight on, recording a video as it slid a few feet in. I watched the footage immediately. For the most part, it just showed dust, metal, and shadows. Until the very end. Just before the light cuts out, the phone picks up breathing. Not mine, slow and labored, like someone lying just out of sight. Then a voice, whispering, "Don't." I haven't told anyone. What do I say? That my heating vent is haunted? That someone's living in my walls? I moved a week later. Found a newer place. No crawl spaces, no weird noises. But every so often, in the middle of the night, usually around 2:30, I swear I can still hear something whispering from the vents. I don't have central air in the new place. There are no vents. I've always liked walking at night. There's something peaceful about empty streets and the sound of your own footsteps. No cars, no lawnmowers, no one yelling on the phone. Just quiet. A few months ago, I started taking walks after midnight. Same loop every time. Down our street, around the cul-de-sac, back up the other side. Takes about 15 minutes. I never bring headphones. I like to hear what's around me. One night in early June, maybe around 12:45 a.m., I noticed something strange. Every house on the left side of the street had their porch lights off. Every single one. I didn't think much of it. Just coincidence, I figured. But then the next night, same thing. All the left side houses dark. Right side, totally normal. Some porch lights on, some off. But the left side? Pitch black. It kept happening. Night after night, the left side of the street was always dark. I even started walking earlier, around midnight, then 11:45, then 11:30. Didn't matter. Same result. So I started paying attention. There were signs people were still awake, TVs flickering behind curtains, faint noises inside. One night, I saw a woman standing at her window, just staring out. Not at me, I don't think. Just staring. Her house was dark too. Then the air changed. I know that sounds weird, but you can feel it when something shifts. The nights started feeling heavier, colder. The air would go dead still when I passed the dark houses, like everything was holding its breath. One night, I saw a man standing on one of the porches. No light, just a silhouette. Not moving. I stopped walking. He didn't wave, didn't speak, just stood there. I crossed the street. As soon as I did, a light turned on behind him, like a hallway light, and he stepped backward into the house. The porch light never came on. I've stopped walking that route. I tried going the opposite direction. Different block, but it's spreading now. More dark porches, always on the left. I drove by earlier this evening, just to check. Around 9:15 p.m. Every single house on the left side was dark. One had its front door wide open,